I remember starting Warframe and wondering, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Have you been in the same situation? If so, stay tuned for some tips and tricks that will save you time and improve your gaming experience. Here is a list of what I'll be discussing in today's video. Alternatively, you can jump to the relevant section. So, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, we're going to be starting in the Orbiter. Now the Orbiter has various sections in there, which will be explained throughout this video. But firstly, I want to start with the section down here. So you've got mods, the Foundry, you've got where your companion is stored, and then you've got where you can have your pets, and also your Warframe upgrades and whatnot. So basically, we're going to go down into the mod section, and I just want to talk here about what we have here. This is a list of all your mods. So as you can see over here, it's all. And then you can even break it down further. So you've got your Warframe mods, you've got your Aura mods, you've got your Augment mods, primary mods, secondary mods, melee mods, and so on. Now, you can even further sort it out by putting down what you've got for recent, for example, your rarity, the name, or your duplicates. Now, you might have some mods that are duplicated. Now, what we want to do is we want to have some mods broken down so we can get some resources out of these. So if we look at, for example, let's start with Thumper. So we've got 108 Thumper mods. Now what I want to do is I want to get rid of some. So let's go for argument's sake, let's go for 50. Now what we can do is we can actually get rid of these for some credits and for some Endo. Now, these are the currencies in your game at the top right. Firstly, you've got your credits, you've got your platinum, and you've got your Endo. Now, obviously, you're going to need all of these. Credits, platinum, and Endo. Now, platinum is an in-game currency which you'd basically pay money for. There are other ways to actually get platinum, by trading with other players, you know, trading mods, trading warframes, all that sort of stuff. I won't be getting into too much detail about that. Endo. Now, Endo can be earned throughout missions. Same with credits. Or alternatively, what you can do here is you can break down these mods that I've selected, which are the 50 Thumper mods. And what you need to be doing is you need to be dissolving them into Endo. Because honestly, guys, Endo is the most important thing in this game, and you'll see why shortly. So yeah guys, here's a list of all your mods broken down by all these lists of names, for example, polarity, type, all that sort of good stuff, and this is where they're all kept. So moving on, I want to move on towards the Foundry. Now, as you go on through the world of Warframe, you'll be picking up various items such as salvage, morphics, plastids, ferrite. So for example, at the bottom of the screen you'll see that you're picking up quite a few things. Now this is where you'll get to go and use all those items. So for argument's sake, let's have a look and let's go ahead and make ourselves a boar. Now we've got enough items for the boar. We've got the alloy plate, we've got the plastids, we've got the salvage, and we've got the morphics. We're just going to go ahead and build this. Now, I started building, and it's going to take us 12 hours. Now, most things do take 12 hours. Some can take 3 days, some can take 2 days, some can take 1 day. And it's basically going to be building in the background while you're offline. And you can actually rush it over here, but I would advise against doing that because it costs you platinum, which will cost you probably the most important currency in the game. You don't want to be wasting your platinum on this sort of stuff. So yeah, just let that run overnight, and the next time you come to play Warframe the next day, or later on in the day maybe, you can actually use this later on. There is also a app on your phone, on the iOS and the Android store. It's actually the Warframe app, and it allows you to control what's in your Foundry. If you've got enough items, you can actually build from your phone, which is a really cool feature. And yeah, you can build all sorts. For example, we've got the Lecter over here, it's ready to claim. I built this yesterday, we can go ahead and claim that. Now we've unlocked the lector, which I can probably demonstrate in the next section. So that's the Foundry basically explained. You'd find blueprints around in the world. You can trade with players. If you're part of a clan, you're more than welcome to join mine too. You can actually get blueprints that way too. So there's all sorts of ways, which I'll be explaining later on too. The next thing I want to discuss, guys, is the arsenal. Now this is the arsenal over here, and this is basically where you apply all your upgrades for your Tenno, for your Warframe, for your weapons, and all sorts. Now, it's a bit of a complicated one. Like, I've started with Excalibur over here. You guys might have started with another Warframe, such as Mag or Vault. It's basically the same principle. All your stats are kept over here on the right side, and each Warframe has its own bonuses, has its own negatives. So I want to get into the mod section now. So modding your Warframe takes a lot of thought. Now these are the stats which can be boosted with your mod. So for example, I'm just going to remove all of these. And there you have it, guys. As you can see, my stats have completely dropped down. So my health dropped down, my efficiency dropped down, which is basically how much the energy is going to cost. The range, ability range, and the strength of the abilities themselves. Now what you should be doing is, you might have a capacity, a really, really small capacity. Now these, if I am correct, they are based off your mastery rank and your actual Warframe level. For example, the Excalibur is at rank 30, which is the max level. Now, what you should be doing is you should actually be having a look at all the mods that you've got, and you can probably have a look over here and do it by rank, or you can do it by name if you're familiar with it. There are websites out there that do explain this in detail and give you the best possible mods that you can have. But what I would suggest is, there actually are two ways. So what I was doing before is, I was actually going into actions and then auto installing the mods. Now, this is good for basic modding, but honestly, it's not the way forward. What I would suggest is to actually go through your mods, and for argument's sake, let's go ahead and put... Now, I'm going to be using a rifle and a sword, so we can go ahead and actually look through how many we've got. So for example, we've got the Vitality, which is fully upgraded, and it should give us 440% health. So we've got 300 health. That should take us back up to 740. I'm going to move this up here. Now if you see anything green over here, what you can do is you can just move your mod over here, and as you can see, it's not taken off. So sorry, I'll probably explain that a bit better. So we've got 12 over here on the top right, and if that symbol on the next to 12 matches up with the symbols on here, you can get a good bonus and you won't lose all those slots. Now you're probably thinking, where's that number 12 coming from, and where's it going to? Now if you look at your capacity up here at the top left, you've got 30 out of 30. Now for argument's sake, if I was to put Vitality in there, it would minus 12 from your capacity. Well, what we can do to be smart about that is we can move it over to this green area over here, and that way it only minuses 6, and we're left with 24 more slots for these. So I'm just going to go through the mods quickly and I'm going to add them up. So I like energy max, so I like to use my abilities quite a lot. I mean, 9 points is quite a lot too, but you kind of make do with what you've got, and you just, yeah, go ahead and make your changes and do what you need to do. Obviously, you'll be unlocking mods all the time, so don't worry about that. And yeah, guys, so you can probably add some decent stuff. So we can put continuity on there. Look at that, it's flashing green. That's good for us. So now we've got space for 8 more. And just to speed this up a bit, I might just find one if I've got one for 8. If I don't, I can add 2. So we've got a 4, which was a diamond skin, radiation resistance. I mean, that's okay if you're up against radiation. Health pickups and energy pickups do all that sort of stuff. And 15% shield recharge, yeah, I'll take that as well. Never mind, that's been added onto that one. Let's swap it into that, and then the flawed shield recharge has just been replaced. Now, some of your mods might also have cracks in them. If they've got cracks in them, it basically means they're flawed. Now, flawed mods are not as good as the normal mods. This is because they can only be upgraded to a certain amount. And guess what it costs to upgrade your mods? It costs you Endo. So what you can do is you can click on it, you can go to mods, and then for example you can go to, let's go to diamond skin over here, and we can go and start fusing. And all we need to do is just click on this arrow a few times, and as you can see on the right side over here, it costs us Endo. Now what I would advise is don't spend too much time here using all your Endo up. You will need Endo later on in the game, but have some fun with it. Don't limit yourself with what you can do or can't do. And yeah, that should explain mods. Now, as long as your numbers match up to what you've got here, then you can max out your capacity. So 0 out of 30, done. That's the Warframe done. And it's the similar sort of principle in terms of your weapons as well. So you've got all of your weapons over here. You've got your, I'm using the comb for example. Now I think originally I started with the Mark 1 Paris. Now what I will say about the Mark 1 Paris is that it's not, the Mark 1 weapons are not as good as the normal names of these weapons. You also have a limit of how many you can have, but yeah, you'll be able to pick your weapon and then upgrade what you need to upgrade on it. And same again guys, we've got 30 capacity on this. The comb rank is 30, and there's not really much more room. I could probably adjust these a bit more, but I really like what I've got here, so I'm not going to bother. But yeah, have a play about with this, put some mods in. If you're really struggling, you can always go to action and auto mod, but I would highly recommend against that. And then same again, just work through all of your weapons, make sure you've got mods attached to your weapon. Now if you don't have the capacity for it, not a problem. What you'll do is you'll do missions, and these will automatically upgrade your weapons for you with the experience that you obtain playing with other players, or playing on your own either. So yeah, same with the Exalted Blade, that's your weapon for Excalibur. You might have another ability for another Warframe, so you can even add upgrades onto that. It's really awesome. So like I said guys, most of your time will be spent in the mods section, researching, upgrading your mods, spending your hard-earned currency, because honestly they do make you spend in this game. And that is it, that's your arsenal. A few other pointers are probably this part over here, which is a companion loadout. Now I've got a companion over here. You guys might not have anything, so it might be like that for example. But if it is, no worries. You can always trade with other people. You can always use the clan dojo if you are in a clan. If you're not in a clan, go join a clan. If you can't find a clan to join, you're more than welcome to come and join mine. We've also got your gear, so you come with gear which is unlocked throughout your time in Warframe. This is a scanner, you'll go around scanning stuff around the world. And then this is obviously the Archwing. So the Archwing is basically your flying mobile, I guess, flying wings. The clue's in the name, I guess. And same again, you can upgrade your weapons and your secondary weapons and whatnot for the Archwing. And there is a lot more detail to be added to the mod section, but this is a basic guide for new players. Maybe an experienced player can learn from this. Maybe an experienced player can add their comment into the comment section, and I'm sure everyone will be reading the comments. Also, I forgot to mention, we also have this thing over here, which is your Void Relics. Now, throughout your world, when you're navigating for missions and whatnot, you'll come across relics. Now, these relics can be upgraded in this part over here. So, I currently haven't got any Void Tracers right now, but what you'd do is, you'd click on a relic, and then you'd refine it with your Void Tracers over here. And this will make it a bit more better. So when you come to cracking these relics open, because you can do certain missions to gain relics, and you can do certain missions to open the relics as well. Once you've got that, then what you can do is you can actually crack these open and you'll have a better chance of receiving some items, unlocking, you know, further warframes, weapons, upgrades for your warframes. Yeah, there's all sorts that you can get through. And see, these are radiant over here, flawless, exceptional. And then these ones haven't got anything at all. But as you can see, the levels, the chances are increasing the more better your relics are. So guys, if you haven't yet already, come and check me out on twitch.tv/eternalprince. All the blood, sweat and tears happen here. The direct links for Twitch, Discord and my social media are on the screen, as well as the description box below. What are you waiting for? Like, comment and subscribe. Moving on, we are now at the front of the ship, and I'm going to work from right to left because there's quite a few here. So this is the market over here on the right hand side, and this is where you actually go ahead and find yourself some blueprints and weapons to find. So for example, you can adjust the filters here, and you can hide all the own items that you've got. You can hide your mastered items, and you can hide items without blueprints too. Now this allows you to buy some stuff which will require blueprints. So for example, we can go for the ballistica, and all these hard-earned credits that I was talking about earlier can be spent here. You can also buy it with platinum. I don't know why people would do that unless they've got an endless bank. But we'll go ahead and buy one of these blueprints over here. And now this will end up in the forge, where you'd go ahead and build it. And then also, we'll go ahead and buy, just for example, the dual cleavers. Let's go for a quick blueprint purchase over here, 25,000. Not too shabby. Thank you for your purchase. And yeah guys, so the market is where you'd be buying your weapons. Also, you can break it down further. I've not really had a look at Warframes or anything like that, but I'm sure you can't. Oh, you can buy it with blueprints. Interesting. So you can buy Ash, you can buy Caliban. What else can you buy? Rhino. Rhino is meant to be a good one. Messer's meant to be good. Necros is meant to speed up all the enemies and whatnot. And yeah, finds people to fight for you, I guess. But cool, you can do that too. I didn't know that. Just learnt that today. You can also buy other stuff too if you're interested. Buy platinum. I wouldn't recommend buying any platinum. Also, usually once a day or once a week there is some sort of promotion going on. So if you do insist on buying platinum for yourself, at least wait for a promotion. That would really be beneficial for you. So it'll probably be like 20% off, 30% off, 40% off, 50% off. Whatever deal is on, wait for that. So that's the market covered. So if we carry on moving on, this is actually the conclave. So apparently this is where you do PvP. I've yet to come down here, but it's 1 versus all, 4v4, 4v4, 3v3. There's a lot of practice sessions as well. So that's the conclave. Definitely go give that a go. I know I will be soon. And this is where the community news is. So for example, if you follow me on Twitch, then you'll know that I do Twitch drops on my channel. So sometimes you get news for that. So Wisp Prime Access trailer is the most recent news. The Wisp Prime Access is now available too. And the Echoes of Duviri, which is a quest that you can be doing. All the updates will be on there, and then you've also got the community updates as well, which you can change over. Moving on, I'm going to come to this last. So this is your plexus, this is your ship, and you can go ahead and upgrade these as well, add some mods on there. Just for simplicity, I'm just going to add the mods on like that, and you can always put your upgrades on there, and obviously you'll be unlocking mods as well as capacities. You just got to keep upgrading your stuff, and you'll have some missions with that too. Now this is a conclave, syndicate, sorry, not a conclave, a syndicate. Now syndicates, you basically pledge allegiance to, I guess, a tribe, and once you level up completely, you earn standing when you're doing missions, when you're doing various different things. And once you pledge your allegiance, you can start earning points, and then you can start ranking up. So for argument's sake, we have now accessed another rank up for this syndicate, and it's going to cost us 1 Orokin Catalyst and 100,000 credits, which is not too bad, but I'm just going to hold off doing that for now, as the more you rank up, the more offerings will be available for you to get. Now these will be obviously unlocked the more further you go down. There are some exclusive mods and weapons, sorry, that are exclusive to this syndicate. For example, the Red Veil. Obviously each one is different. You're meant to grind your way through this game. Let us head to the next one, which is over here. The Codex. Now the Codex is basically like a guide, I'd say, and a breakdown of all the quests that you need to do, as well as a bit about the universe, a bit of information, what mods are. You have your Liverian, you have your training, and you also have your missions as well, which will explain exactly what it is. Now what I will say is there's fun missions like survival, if I can see survival here somewhere. There we go. And this will break down exactly what survival is. The longer the Tenno survive, the more rewards they will receive, but the tougher the enemies will become. But honestly, that's really, really fun in groups. And I think another one is the defense missions as well, which you have to defend certain points, which is really, 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 really good. And yeah, so all your information is here. So what I would suggest is look through the star chart and start doing your quests and have a look at what you need to do. Now, if you come over here and you go to your navigation, now this is what you should be working on. You should be working on doing your missions. So for example, if you're starting on Earth, you should be completing all your missions, working through, for example, Everest, Cervantes, Koba, all these missions over here, which will move you onto the next planet. For example, that will move me onto Mars. If I decide to go down, then it will move me towards Venus and then onto Mercury. I don't know where it takes you from Mercury, but we can zoom back out and click on that. So it doesn't actually take you anywhere from Mercury back to Venus and then back to Earth and then to Mars. And then Mars is where it gets juicy because you can use 3 options. You can use the Deimos, Ceres and Phobos. Obviously it's based off the planet and dwarf planet chart of our solar system. I don't know what Deimos is, but I'm sure it's probably in-game related. And the dojo is completely separate. That's where your clan hangs about. So what I would suggest is work yourselves through the missions on the planets, and then you'll be ready to do the quests. And yeah guys, that is it. And last but not least, I wanted to discuss mastery rank. As you upgrade your mastery rank, you will unlock further weapons, quests, upgrades and access to other options. So you'll have an option over here coming up with a mastery rank upgrade. If you do get that, do it straight away because it lasts 24 hours. So there's a cooldown on the period where you can have another rank up again. Now you're wondering, why isn't mine coming up? Why isn't it there? Well, basically I've already ranked up to level 7, and if you come over here and you click on show profile, you'll see here an exact breakdown of what it's going to take for level 8, or for me to get to level 8 should I say. So I'm going to need 27,142 experience, and it gives you a breakdown on the left hand side in the box, which tells you how you've earned that experience, and each player's will be different. You will have different amounts of affinity, so anything that you earn affinity in or XP, that's what gives you access to the next mastery rank. Now it's probably going to take ages to get to the higher ranks, like the level 30 or the diamond ranks, but it's all about the grind guys. And remember guys, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So enjoy the game, don't get bored, try to grind as much as you can, and hopefully you'll be a very, very high level and you'll achieve your Warframe dreams. This is the end of our beginner's guide. I hope you enjoyed my tips and tricks and learnt something that you can apply in your Warframe journey. Once again, if you're looking for a team to play with or a clan to join, then pop on over to our Discord, and remember, play the game at your own pace. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Eternal Prince out.